Hey, what do you say? A couple minutes late. I always say dogs don't wear watches, so they don't know what's going on. But yeah, we had Sugar here today. She hasn't been here for a while, so just wanted to see where she was. She started to play, so I just wanted to make sure she got that out of her system and was feeling 100%. That's her. That's why I keep looking at her. She's so cute. Got to show her. That's Suge Knight. That's the Suge Knight. All right. Anyway, so why am I here? A lot going on. So I had made a post a while ago about being a somebody should versus a I'm gonna do, and it all started a few years ago with a little dog named Sonny. And my wife changed his name to Oliver as soon as we got him. And he came in because he just had some issues at home. And he was doing good. They decided to have a baby. And then it just became a little too much. So we had talked about having Oliver come stay with us. I would find him a home, stuff like that. So this was, like I said, a few years ago. So right away my mind went to, how do I market this dog? How do I sell the story of Oliver? What's happening? So I went onto Pinterest and I started to poke around, and I saw what everybody was doing to market dogs. People that are smart on Pinterest. There's not a lot of people using Pinterest. It's very image. It's a search engine, so you guys should be capitalizing on Pinterest if you have visual things. Anyway, side note. So I went onto Pinterest and I found this woman who made these amazing flyers. Amazing. And the more research I did, I realized why she was making these amazing flyers is she was a developer and a designer. So that explained a lot. And the more I poked around and I started to look, and working with the dogs for at that time 6-7 years, whatever it was, 8 years, you start to find these rhythms. And one of the things I started to notice and I started to really think about with the shelter and rescues, I always thought about it from the dog perspective. I never thought about it from the business perspective. And I started to think about what would be beneficial. We all know good images, good videos, good content finds people, right? People share it. So in my mind, I thought, how could we bring this to the masses? How could we bring Sarah's work to the masses? And anybody that runs a shelter or rescue knows it's hard. It's hard to find people to find good images. It's hard to find people that are tech savvy and how to use apps and things to create good content. But the one thing that we're all sure of is it works. Any study I've ever researched, which has been a lot, on quality of content, photography, all these different factors that make dogs get adopted. And one of the biggest things is really good marketing campaigns. Problem. Who has the resources and the manpower and women power to constantly run these campaigns? New dogs are coming in all the time. So how am I going to sit down, make a new piece of content, be able to tell the story, share it on all these social platforms? So my brain started to spin. And that's kind of where I'll leave it right now, because I have some things that I'm still working on. This thing has been a journey for at least a year. But that is my plan, is to put something in the power, give something to empower the shelters and rescues, to content create like no other, to be able to tell stories like no other, and to be able to organically scale each piece of content's views just by making better content. Don't even have to learn about hashtags yet. You don't even have to learn about networking within social media platforms. You don't have to understand anything. You're going to create a good piece of content that people are going to be interested in. It's going to make you want to hit the share button. So that's what that product and that company is called, is Soul Mutt. And like I said, I'm going to kind of leave it. That's basically what it is. I'm going to leave it a little vague. Obviously, we can understand why. So once I started to understand a little bit more about my product, my market, and you start to understand what this whole technology thing that we're going through now, how it's changing everything, I don't have a lot of these skills. I don't understand front-end developing. I don't understand back-end developing. I don't understand iOS native and Android native. I don't understand cross-platform, right? I know dog stuff. I have other interests in content creation and things. So Google, good old-fashioned Google. If you guys don't know anything, it's a great website. Go to Google and you can type it in, and it gives you answers. It's amazing. So I started to go to meetup.com. I started to put a network of people that were like-minded like me in, going through the same kind of things. Long story short, it's looking between $20,000 and $30,000 to develop the product. Which is not intimidating. I mean, it's a product. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's business. So that kind of snowballs into some of the other things. So I'm going to treat this like a technology startup because that's what it is. I'm going to do what most technology startups don't do because I'm 38 and not 22. I'm going to make another company that's going to help me with the other company. So a lot of startups, a lot of the way the technology world works is they raise money. Hope you don't piss it away and waste it before you can raise the next bit of money. I want to start a company. I want to build things. I don't want people's money. I want to produce products and services that people find valuable, and in exchange, that's business, right? So that's where the dog side came from. In October, I started the dog side newsletter. Very passionate about that, which goes into the app and the education and some of the things. So the dog side, the first thing I did was made some hats to test the market, made 50, sold them in 2 weeks. Thank you everybody that bought them. I can't even tell you how motivating that was. In business, they call that proof of concept, right? You don't make 10,000, you make 50. I showed them to people. People were interested. Of those 50, I probably gave 10 away. I traded all 50 hats for daycare. If you know little Penny the Chihuahua, her dad owns a huge company called Family Industries. They make everything from T-shirts, hats, they do Comic-Con and Mercedes. They are amazing. So if you need anything, Family Industries in LA, amazing company, great people. So I got my hats, started to go. I started to see the expression on people's faces when they had this on, that it's the way I felt. I could see it in their eyes that they were looking into their dog's brain and trying to reconnect. It's like, rekindling your marriage after 10 years. You're just like, right? You start to look into things a little different. You start to take responsibility for things, and you start to see that this is a two-way street. So instead of, which I looked into, I definitely went into, I talked to venture capitalists. I have a friend that owns a huge accelerator here in Santa Monica. I've posted a lot of videos with him. I play tennis with him every Sunday. That's definitely something he's talked about, getting me in front of venture capitalists. I've talked to them. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like me. I like to build things. I like business. I like making things. I like the journey. I love the process. If somebody gave me a check for $100,000 today and I could go just do it, I don't know if it'd be as exciting for me. So I'm balancing that. And that's why I've been working with my partner Stephanie on this. She's amazing. This is what she does. She runs portfolios for startups. There's no better partner, right? I mean, she's detail and I'm vision. I mean, it's just like, it's amazing. So that's really been a blessing. So she's been helping me develop the channels for this. So that's where the dog side's going. So everything that you spend that goes for the dog side, thedogside.com, 100% of that goes to fund this technology product that I'm working on. 100%. So instead of selling instead of doing that, I'm deciding to make my own brand, a lifestyle brand that honors the way dogs think, the way people should take responsibility for their actions and their part in this relationship. And I'm using that to add to the other technology product that I'm really, really passionate about. They go hand in hand. And there's some things 5-10 years in the future that I also plan to add with this stuff. But that's what's happening right now. So it's been happening really fast. And like I said, I'm not detail oriented. So, you know, the dog side hats, people are like, what the hell is that coming from? I mean, I can't even like keep up with, and that's where sometimes I love the famous Mark Zuckerberg quote, move fast and break shit. That's kind of what I do. And it helps and it hurts. But I've been lucky enough in 2 of the businesses I started with my partner Teresa here at Canine Social Club, and with Stephanie with this technology. I mean, it's when you meet people that you can work with. I've never had a partner in any business I've started before. I've always worked for myself, always, and it's such an amazing feeling to have somebody that is as into what you're doing as you are. I mean, it's, you know, like I call Stephanie in like 3rd gear in the middle of a conversation. She's not even like, oh, hey, how are you? I know how you are. I love you. I talk to you 10 times a day. I got shit to do. Let's do it. Right? So I spent 45 minutes on the phone yesterday because I spent 6 hours trying to integrate MailChimp and Shopify yesterday. Right? I mean, it's like, it's crazy. But I mean, it just makes my heart feel good to be surrounded with those kind of people. So basically, just wrote a couple notes down. I just want to make sure I hit everything, because if I don't, Stephanie gets mad. So why I started, Oliver, that dog, I owe everything to her, him and Stephanie, who wanted to give that, not my partner Stephanie, the owner Stephanie, because if she didn't send that email that day, this all wouldn't have happened. And it would have, in my last 2.5, 3 years of my life, have grown so much. In the experience of trying to meet people and learn about business and understanding the interest. I always struggle with this word. I'm going to say it. Intricacies, something like that. That word with online businesses. I had a talk with my friend on Sunday who owns a dog business, and we're talking about all these things. You can just see like you got to have an understanding. A lot of people, like I'll give like an example. I find a lot of this is like Facebook groups or Facebook business pages. People have them because their friend has them. Are they doing anything? Are you literally wasting 2 hours of your week posting on a page that nobody is seeing? You could walk around to doctors' offices. You could be doing a million other things with that 2 hours. But because our friends do it, because we think we're supposed to, instead of actually knowing what to do, that's what I've been trying to do for the last 3 years. And now I'm finally, if you can see, there's people that follow me and people that I'm friends with who have followed me and turned into friends who are starting to understand all the pieces now, right? They can see why the newsletter started in October, how that started into the podcast that I've been doing to get access to people, right? These media channels develop connections, right? I had an email from one of my friends that said, how did you get JP Sears on your podcast? You have no listeners, and he has hundreds and hundreds of thousands of followers on YouTube, Instagram, everywhere. How did you do that? By offering them something first. I gave them a way to leverage their content. I didn't ask him for anything. Afterwards, I didn't say, hey, JP, do you mind sharing my podcast with your couple 100,000 people on your newsletter? No. I knew he had a book because I paid attention to his world, because I cared. I paid attention to his world, and when his book was coming out, I wrote him. I said, hey, I find what you're saying very fascinating to my life, to dogs, to humans. These are some things that would, if these interest you, these are some topics I'd like to chat with you about on my podcast. He wrote me back. Like fast, within like a day or two. It was like, yeah, man, how about we schedule? I think this was in like March, and we scheduled for like July. So channels, right? I couldn't have my July channel with the podcast until I had that I couldn't have my next thing. So these things take time. That's why I always laugh when people are like, I have a great idea. I have a million of them. I have a whole desktop full of world domination ideas. Like tens and tens of them, that if I had a person for each one of those, could each be a very successful business, only if you know how to execute. Ideas, as one of my business mentors, Gary Vaynerchuk, says, ideas are shit, execution is everything. So I could literally sit here and I tell people things all the time. I went to the farmer's market and I had a bunch of strategies. I bet you not one person did them. That's why I don't get intimidated by the work, because I love to do the work. So if I have an idea, I know it's going to get done, right? It's the people that try to hide their ideas are the ones that know that they're not going to execute. So you got to, be honest. And that's why if you have a good idea, finding partners is very valuable, right? I'm an executor, but I'm not a detail, right? I'm a visionary. I'm a person that has a great idea. So in my mind, I'm already 10 years in the future running this company. Problem is, I have to build a mailing list. I have to build an audience. I have to understand how to use these channels. I have to make money to be able to support people that also have interest in this mission. Whew. This was supposed to be a quick one. Anyway, so let's do that. We talked about the dog side hat. If you have interest in supporting any of this has interest to you, you're like, shit, Gary, this is interest. I know you have a big heart. You would do something good for dogs. I want to buy your hat. Go to thedogside.com. Tell your friends. Share it. It's all, my pockets are empty. I'm telling you right now, I'm probably $20,000 in the hole from creating all these things. Free. Right? So when people tell me, anytime somebody tells me a message, sends me an email and telling me something that I produced made them feel good, that makes me feel so good. Right? Because I'm putting all these assets out there. I'm not spending time with my wife on a Saturday afternoon. I mean, we are, but we're doing things that are for this bigger goal that we're always on. So check out the dog side. If you have interest, great. If not, that's cool too. I still love you. And you can still come out and watch all my content for free. What I believe, I already talked about that. Yeah, I believe in building companies. I am going to run some events. My friend who owns the accelerator has been generous enough to let me use his space at the third floor of the 3rd Street Promenade. So if you live in LA, I will definitely or in the California area and you have interest, we're definitely going to have a live event. There'll be some comedy there. There's going to be dogs. This is not going to be just like your normal fundraiser. Like, I'm doing this shit right. Have some friends, and now my wife's in the industry, so we might have some surprises. We'll see, but anyway, we'll see. Soul Mutt kind of gave you an idea of what that's going to be. Some of this talk will go over people's head, which is fine. Some won't, so if you can help, great. What I need from you guys: do you know anyone that has interest in the mission of rescues and shelters? What I need is developers. I need mobile app developers. I'm kind of in between. I have some ideas of what I want to do as far as platforms, but I definitely need mobile app developers. I have the whole thing done. The whole beta is built. It runs live on an app. But I actually need to get it developed, and that's where the money comes in, the $20,000 to $30,000. So my plan is to run a crowdfunding campaign eventually. Again, this stuff, perks. So I'll be reaching out to certain people, seeing if you guys have any perks that you might want to offer, because I want to make this a group effort. So some of the other things I'm going to start doing is adding affiliate links. So if you want to spread the message of the dog side, we were going to compensate you for that. That's the beautiful thing about Shopify. So if you have a website that gets traffic, if you have thousands of Instagram followers, if you think that my cause is valuable to you, send them my way, and you can make a little money for your effort. So we're going to talk about that, some affiliate links and different things for products. And that's it. I just love everybody so much, and thank you everybody for the messages. I sent out a newsletter this week that had a video of like a behind the scenes. It was the first time it was a behind the scenes video instead of like an actual written newsletter. It's just way more my jive. I love writing, and my wife is a professional writer. I mean, like, I sit in awe what comes out of her fingers and her brain, but it's not my platform. Right? I'm not a detail-oriented person. I'm not good at math. I don't have good. There's 99% of the entrepreneurial skills that I need, I suck at. But the ones that I'm good at, I've learned that's where I'm going to put all my effort into, and trying to build and reach out and be okay with asking for help, and knowing that's just a way to meet people. I'm really excited about it as this goes. that's what I need. So if anybody has any cousins, brothers, wives, sisters, little cousins who have developed video games, I mean, that's what I'm looking for right now, is that help to start to put this thing into people's hands. I've had maybe about 50 people. My homie's out in Utah. What up, Humane Society? And then, you know, people out through LA and people back in New Jersey, they've seen it, they've used it, they're waiting for it, they're excited about it, they know it can be beneficial. But right now, I'm just not in a place where I can take that risk. So to put $20,000 or $30,000 cash right now, it's just sick dog, crazy expensive in LA. It's just, I can't. So I'm going to do the only thing I can is hustle. That's what I've been doing my whole life. You know, I started I mean, if I'll have to write that one day. I mean, ever since I was a little kid, I started my first dog walking business when I was probably 6 years old. I went over to my neighbor's house and I walked their dog, and when I came back, I asked her for money. She was like, usually you tell people before they walk. I didn't. Bad business practices, but it's okay. I learned. But I mean, I've always tried to hustle. So I don't want anything from anybody. If you think that anything I'm providing is valuable, and in exchange for that, you can help, that's amazing. So thank you so much. As always, if you need anything from me, Gary at balanceddogsllc.com. My website, balanceddogsllc.com. Sign up for the Dog Side newsletter, which is on my website, balanceddogsllc.com/newsletter. Sign up for that. It's where I post a lot of these things. I'm going to start posting a lot more of the behind the scenes things that are happening at my daycare every day, because that's the best place to reach people. It's where their attention is in their inbox. So if I can provide value, people want to click it, I'm doing a good job. And now I'm just chit-chatting because I get nervous and I don't know how to end it. So that's real. Have a wonderful day. Let's look at some dogs. How Grace is doing today? Gracie, how are you doing today? There's Keita. Maya put herself in her bad dog place. Jake likes to go in the smallest crate possible. Sugar's going out. There's a couple dogs in the other yard. Okay, you know what? Let me see if there's anybody. Let me scroll down. I forgot. Oh my God, look at all you wonderful people. Allison, homie, what up? Cindy Savitt, I hope you got my email. I'm going to email you back. So supportive. What a wonderful person. Daniel, we got to talk. I'm going to email you today about, my friend told me a dialect in Spanish, and I wanted to see if you had any experience in it and getting your thoughts about translating my ebook into that. And Artem, I wanted to talk to you about Russian and Ukrainian. I wanted to see if you thought there'd be any value there. What I could do for you to change that with you. Anyway, let's see. Paulie, what up? When you moving to LA, Paulie? Ryan, my man, Pots and Pans. Yo, I got to get out to Santa Barbara. Ms. Weisendanger, hello. Jay Bush, we got to go shoot stuff. Photography, baby. We got to take some pictures. Allison, oh, your baby's so cute. Almost makes you want to have a baby. Pinterest seems like sales to me. Pinterest is like a search engine. So if you understand the psychology of Pinterest, it's like a search engine. It's very female oriented, and it's very visual. So if you have a lifestyle brand like the Dog Side, if you are a designer of kitchens, if you are, so the psychology, I don't want to get too crazy into this because this is what I teach in my courses and things. I can give all this stuff away for free and then I feel bad. What is the psychology of the platform? I'll be honest with you, I don't like Facebook. I think it's very toxic. There's a lot of nonsense. There's a lot of people that spend a lot of time talking and not a lot of time listening, which is the whole point of a social media platform, and blah, blah, blah. Pinterest is for people that want to buy something. Oh, I wonder if this, and they go and they look at the colors and how people style them. Or a lot of times people pin them for the future. Maybe you're going to get your kitchen redone in 2 years, right? You're not looking for a cute top today. You're looking for a kitchen in 2 years. You're looking for this type of bracelet, right? This wonderful person just made me this bracelet. So this is one of the perks we're going to start offering on our Dog Side website. It's going to be black. It's going to have a dog smoking. It's going to be I'm only going to do 20 of them. Love it. So this good, right? So if you're a dog trainer, the way I would use Pinterest is put a good quality image with a link back to where you want to send them. So, so many times we don't understand the psychology of the platform. For me, Pinterest is to drive you somewhere else. I don't want you to spend time on my Pinterest. I don't have any way to do anything except for you to randomly find my images and my content like Google. YouTube is the same thing. It's more of a search engine. You go to YouTube and you type in how to blah, 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 blah. But we think of YouTube as this video thing. It's a search engine, just like Google, just like Bing, just like Goose or whatever the other ones people use, Mozilla, right? So there's a psychology that goes along with Pinterest. So you can waste a shitload of time on Pinterest, or you can make it your second most traffic driver like my wife did. My wife was not using Pinterest until a couple of months ago. She hired a wonderful person that made the Pinterest boards. She hired that person full-time every month to repurpose the content, make the images, and it's now her second or third traffic driver to her website. And we're not talking about like 5 people. We're talking about thousands and tens of thousands a day and tens of thousands a month of people, right? Total coming to her site, digesting the content. Second or third now from Pinterest. Why? Because you understand the psychology of the platform, right? She posts more on, so anyway. So Pinterest can be good. It could be a total waste of time. Most people, I think, that are in business are using all of their social media platforms as a waste of time. I have a dear friend that uses their platform as a dog training thing, but then also posts the most random, stupid shit I ever seen in my life. So if I'm a customer and I come to your, I hear about you from my friend, and for some reason I'm on my phone and I go to Facebook. Very random. People are searching for Facebook or dog trainers on Facebook, but they are. And believe me, it's where a lot of dog trainers hang out. So I don't know why you're there. They go to the Facebook, and then all of a sudden the first post is about your new green smoothie. I thought it was on a Facebook for dog. Is this a dog business? And then they scroll down, and then there's like a picture with like 3 likes with you doing something with a dog. And then, is this a business platform? I'm not going to give away all my secrets, right? Because, again, it's not even about that. But I just don't understand, figure it out. But if you look at my Facebook, look what it is. I have my privacy settings set, so when people tag me, if I don't want it on there, I hide it, right? I don't just let people randomly post shit. I want people, when they go through my Facebook, to digest it as if it's a story. Who is this person? He obviously cares about business. He obviously cares about dogs. He obviously cares about people. That's what I want people to understand who I am. So I look at the psychology of Facebook. I change everything that I've done there. For Instagram, completely different platform, right? The only reason I share stuff from Instagram to Facebook is because I'm lazy. And sometimes I need to be back up in your feed, so I'll share something from Instagram to Facebook. Is it a business strategy? No, it's sure laziness. But out of all the priorities of things I have, it's like this low, but it still means something. Because if I share that image and happen to get somebody who likes it from France, who's 8 hours ahead, and then their friend goes, oh, that is a cute picture, who is it? And now all of a sudden their friend is now a friend. So it does work on a small scale. It's not like running a contest and getting thousands of followers at once, but I don't go for width, I go for depth. I'd rather have 200 people on my mailing list than 2,000, because I'd rather know every single one of those person's names and know their kids types, what kind of shorts they wear, everything. Because when we start to communicate, they trust me. Because I can trust them, because I know they're giving me good feedback, and it's a relationship. So when I have a product, I sold 50 of these in the first 2 weeks to all people that knew me as like friends. And the only reason they knew me from friends is because of the platform. So what are you using it for? Whoa, that was a long Pinterest rant. But just be smart. Be smart. Slow down. Don't just do everything that everybody else is doing. Go into different industries. Most of the shit I learn has nothing to do with dog people, obviously, right? And a lot of the people that are doing some of the things that I'm doing in the dog world, I'm not going to say them, are a bunch of scumbags. And the reason they're doing it like that is because it makes money like the way slimy marketers do online. They launch a product before it's even made. They take that money, then they do it. Then they run these webinars. I don't give a shit about that, right? I don't care about sponsored Facebook posts. I care about getting people into my group that I would want to sit down and have lunch with. I'm not going for width. I'm going for depth. I want to have dinner with you. right? I don't want to be you at the end of the table and hope I don't have to talk to you and then just give me your money. That's scumbag. I hate that. God, I wish I could say all you, but most of you probably know because you've been burned by them. Because you email me and say, I went to this person's seminar and I've taught. Yeah, you didn't learn shit. Anyway, sorry, got a little. Sorry, Rachel, got a little angry, but I'm just okay. Have time, love photography. Biggest pet peeve right now with people on social media content. Follow 10 dog walkers. I want you to do this. Go follow 10 dog walkers. You maybe already do. Does all their content look the same? It's boring. It's the same pack pictures with the same things and the same backgrounds. Who are they for? Who is your content for? Who is it for? Make content for those people. Dog side people right now are completely different than my daycare people. If you want to buy a hat, that's one type of language. That's one type of voice. If I need you to trust me to bring your dog in here, that's got kicked out of daycares, that's bitten people, it's a liability potentially for you and I need you to trust me, totally different type of language. So respect the platform you're talking on and respect the context. Content, context. Two very, very important things about content creation. Most people don't do it. They just take stupid pictures, get the same stupid likes, and they feel good. Likes don't pay bills. I'd rather get 5 likes and sell 20 t-shirts. I don't give a shit about likes. It makes me feel good, obviously. It's like dopamine. It's been proven it's like a drug. But, side note, come on, let's be real. You can't cash likes in. I think Mark Goldberg said that. I think he said that. Anyway. Okay. Daniel. Tech savvy here too. Say more. What do you want me to say more about, Robin? The app? Anything? Michael Lauren, what up? I got to hear about your New Zealand trip. Oh, Daniel, duh, I forgot you. Technology. I forgot you do technology. Because I know what else you're doing too. So, but yeah, we could talk more about that as my Spanish gets better. How many emails do I get where people are like, can you blah, 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 blah? And then I heard my business mentor, Gary Vaynerchuk, he's like, everybody. He had this great talk. It was so funny. He's like, everybody, I'm going to tell you about this new website. Everybody get a piece of paper. If you remember anything from my talk, Google. Google. It's amazing what you can find. You're so right, Allison. Jackie, all the way in England. What up? Hi, Charlotte. Jackie, again, did you log in and did you log out and log back in, Jackie? How dare you? Hi, Cindy. Lisa, you bought my ebook this weekend. You're the first one to buy on Shopify. I had to switch platforms. God, that was a nightmare. So anybody that might have that old Gumroad link, I switched out of Gumroad because Shopify is like Gumroad on steroids. Apparently, I need steroids. But I understand the value. You can build all websites on them, and it has a lot of value, but it's 3 times the price. It's $30 a month versus $10. So Gumroad, if you have an individual product you want to start, great. Good interface, can work good with newsletters. There's another product called Zapier, Zapier. Basically, that is an interface between your e-commerce platform and your MailChimp. This is what I do. So that talks and then puts people on lists so that you can really segment and really make your list powerful instead of just like, I have 50 people on my list. Maddie, how's Canada? Oh, my sister. I love her. I got to visit her in New York. Miss Penn, I got to come down and visit you in San Diego, too. I got so much to do. Adam. My man, Pots and Pans. Oh, you loved my vlog today. I have to figure out how to... I'm going to email you today. Christopher, what up? Jennifer. Carrie. I haven't seen you on Instagram one time, Carrie. I told you that's where all the good dog stuff is. You haven't seen Beyonce's new handkerchief. You haven't... Julie Brady. Jeremy. Alicia. My wife is a genius. You're absolutely right. Nelson, I want to get to your seminars. I can't make it to Wisconsin in August, but I'm going to try. Kim. Stephanie, my partner. That's her right there. Follow her on Facebook and media and everything. Pavlik. It's better for me to spell it. That way you know. Stephanie. Big things from... Some people talk about the world domination. You need action, though. You need action. That's the problem. The talking only just produces hot air. Sorry, I've been feeling needy this morning. I'm back. Oh, my wife's here. I hope she heard all the wonderful things I say about her. I love her so much. The best dog mom ever. The emotional roller coaster. Half of the shit I haven't got done is just because I got this sick dog at home. And I don't even know where I'd be without Melissa. And it's just amazing. It's going to bed again tomorrow. Hopefully she does good. And here, Gary, even more. Melinda, what up? Anytime. Lots of Ryan, Kristen. Is the hat one of my secrets? Maybe. It's funny you said that. That's actually going to be one of the videos I'm going to make. I'll just say it. Who cares? Dogs are going to be going crazy. And the owner's going to stand there and put their hat on. Because now they're finally actually understanding what the dog said, because they care enough to think about the dog and not just their perspective. And then all of a sudden the dogs behave. You give the dog what they need and you get what you want. Imagine that. You give the other person what they need in the relationship and you get what you want. The way I run everything. Every business. There are so many people on this list that I'm scrolling for that I have done so many things for. Emails, phone calls. I love every minute and talking to every single one of you. I love giving. I got nothing else in my life. I don't have hobbies. I do dog shit and business shit all the time. So, please, take me up on my phone calls. My landlord just checked and he's probably just making sure I'm paying the rent this month. It's all good. We still got more money left out. You have more action on Facebook than you give credit for. Can't tell you my secret on that. But I use it. I mean... Good experiment again. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook, and see how the content differs. The amount of content, the actions, the videos versus I feel more like I have friends on Instagram. Like Instagram, I answer back lots of the Instagram stories. I answer back with videos because it's easier. Like I'm gonna sit there and go like this. I gotta look at the yard and I'm doing shit. So I'm like, just make my video and talk, and then I get to see the person. I get to see their dog. When they tell me I'm like this, and then when they send the video, I actually go, you're full of shit. You're not like that. That's why I ask for a picture of the dog, because I can look at a dog and see a picture and go, yep, I can see. I can see the picture the owner chose. I can see the look in the dog's eye. You can see. So, very, very important. Anyway. Oh, Shobadayan, Eric from France. What up? I mean, not France. I'm thinking French. From Canada. What up? Grant, my homie. Grant is one of the most determined people I've ever met in my life. If a week does not go by that I don't get a text from Grant saying, is this a good week to come shadow you? Is this week a good week to come shadow you? That kind of determination is what makes you successful in the world. Is to, next week, possibly hear a no. My wife calls it the 100 no. I forget what the 100 no challenge. Why did she sell her TV show? Because she got 100 no's. She was willing to take 100 no's. I don't think it took 100, but it was a lot. It might even have been more. I don't know. But a lot. So saying no is cool. Like, it's okay. And I have a lot going on, and I've had to learn to put up boundaries and do things because I have to keep my wife happy. I have a sick dog. I have another aging dog. I have a partners. I have so we will get the time, and I promise you, Grant. Keep sending the texts. It keeps you here. I respect you for that, because I was the same way. Half of the people, if you look at the people that I've worked with, the only reason I've worked with them is because of the same thing. I just had a little more business things. Anyway, who are you emailing today? Was that the person you just said? You. I was going to email you. I wanted to know how to pronounce your name. We always talk, and I'm like, I wanted to, like, I didn't know if it was like a code name because you owe people money, so I didn't want to like mispronounce it, and I and it always looks so cool. So I'm like, how do you say that? Chuck, what up? I think we're new friends, Chuck. You just had a birthday, I think, Chuck. No secret needed. I follow both. Yeah, so go to Instagram, go to Facebook and see what happens. Like, you know, I answer everything back always. If you don't answer all your comments, if you don't like every share or comment on every share, social media ain't going to work for you. So that's what I'm talking about. Go look at the platforms and see. You know, maybe you start to realize, like, well, why am I even on Instagram? Who am I trying to reach? Right? You know, I have a couple friends that are going to launch a product soon, and they're, in my opinion, some of the execution on the platforms could be better and different. You know, they're still talking to one client as they're moving into a new industry, and they're not, you know, they're making the error most people do is they market when the product comes out versus before. This came out in March. I started the newsletter in October. I had to have a fan base to pitch to. It's the way it works. So how do you do that? You have to produce content. So right now, if I wanted to start a food blog tomorrow, and I don't know what I'm going to do, I'd go on Instagram, search hashtag food bloggers, and I'd start looking at all those people. I'd start looking at all their Instagrams. I'd start looking at those things. I'd start to look at who interacts with their posts. I'd start clicking on the people that like their posts. Who are their comments coming from? Who is their content for? Is this for somebody that's a 35-year-old mom who doesn't give their kid any shots, eats completely raw, organic, vegan, everything, so they need smoothies for their 1-year-old? That's one person. Or are you trying to reach other food bloggers because you have a cookbook coming out? Different platform. The first one could have been who you were talking to, the moms. Then as your book came out, new audience needed. Right? We need to get to other people too, not just the moms. I need to get people to scale my market. That's what I'm doing with the hats. So I'm looking for influencers. I'm trying to get this on Whitney Cummings' head. I'm trying to get this on Beth Stern's head. People that care about dogs. People that would find the technology that I'm creating fascinating because their heart is in the same place. They want to get dogs into homes. They want the content to be shared. They understand that we're living in 2017. Why are we still marketing like it's 1997 with the same bullshit? Sans script, cards inside the kennels. I mean, it's ridiculous. Anyway, I don't have a shadow program because my life is completely different every day, and I would feel such obligation to have to do shit all the time, and that's not the way my life works. So, like, if somebody wants to come out here for a week and they want to shadow me with dogs, maybe I have a slow dog week that week, and if I can knock out a bunch of technology stuff, then that's what I'm going to do. So if you flew out here 2 months and you're... So I don't do shadow programs. If you want to be my friend, then just email me and say, hey, man, you want to hang out in LA? Yeah, let's do it. Like, you know, and I'll talk about dogs. We don't have to come like here, and we don't have to shadow, and like it's too formal. Like, I'm not looking for that. There's lots of people that'll take your money doing that, and there's lots of people that'll bring value to your life by doing that. Right? There's two different things: take your money and bring value. So I don't have interest in that. I just don't. I want to. I feel like this information is for everybody. If you want to, you know, you don't always just have to, if you're another dog trainer, then, you know, I don't have any secrets. It's just is what it is. Think like a dog and stop being so emotional about your relationship. You have to be emotional. We're emotional, but yeah, just text me, man. I like dinner. Look at my stomach, man. I eat lots of dinner. These are my shirts. I know it's backwards right now because of the camera. Humans tell the story, dogs tell the reality. So true. Every single day of my life. So if you want to, this is the pioneering shirt. Humans tell the story, dogs tell the reality. They're so soft. I love them. You got this fancy name. That is so funny. Oh my God, that is hysterical. When it said HMS Aveda Salon, like my wife goes to an Aveda Salon, so I'm thinking like, yeah, that's kind of so much. I'm so sorry. I'm so embarrassed. That is funny. But that's smart. You see that? She's got her salon there. People pay attention. Instead of the personal. I love hanging out with you too. Good ramen places. Love ramen. Anybody wants me to do anything? Ramen. I have a shirt from my partner Stephanie. It says powered by ramen. I eat it at least twice a week. And I'm mostly vegetarian, but they're the only two things I'll break for. It's so good. About takes time, and people don't understand when they spend their time to do it. I never Everybody wants a shortcut. I mean, my uncle always said the learning curve is powerful, and I understand that. When I was young, I always listened to older people. I don't know why. I didn't like say, screw off, old people. I know everything. I'm 15. I just wasn't like that. I don't know if it was coming from a high-performance tennis background where I was always taking instruction. I was always made to feel like I was learning. I don't know, because when I started to teach at that same level when I got older, right, these juniors that are going to Princeton, smart kids that are, these are Division I athletes. This is not like, where I played in college. These are real professional, on-the-track athletes. They weren't all like that. They're some of them were rich little spoiled brats, right? And you tell them everything, and they know everything because they had an iPhone and they could Google it. Yeah, I think there's some validity to some of that. Some of the things I had to learn, they can just Google. But, I don't look to skip the struggle. I've learned so much in the last couple years about myself from the struggle. It's taught me how to be more open. That's one of the things my partner Teresa has taught me about. She's always into self-growth. We had a beautiful, deep conversation this morning about fears and things that are both going on with us that, every time things happen and I get all these good comments and people start buying shit, I want to pull back. I get scared because I put myself out there. Well, what if? That's the future. Can't live in the future. Projection of the future creates fear. Right now, nothing is happening, right? And if people are telling me that they're into it, then I got to keep going. And that beautiful email that Cindy gave to me yesterday from my video that I sent in the newsletter, that kept me working yesterday when I wanted to take my $3,000 laptop and throw it at the wall. It was like, MailChimp, you can kiss my ass. Shopify, if I never see you again, I want to punch you in the face. Right in the face. But Cindy emailed, and I had a nice little conversation. It was a break. I talked to her on the phone. She's a beautiful person. So, thank you. Don't skip the struggle. Skip a little bit of the struggle. You watch my videos, I can teach you how to do something easier. Great, but anyway. Yeah, I think that's it. Well, that's it. It was way longer than I thought. I'm so sorry for taking all your time. If you find it valuable, that's great. If not, I'm sure you hit finish by now. And yeah, in closing, check out my website. Like I said, you can reach me at Gary@BalanceDogsLLC.com for more. And have a wonderful day. And I hope we can get some dogs some homes. I'm really excited about it.